Okay, time now is 11:58 a.m. in the morning on January 15th. Yeah. Um, yeah, slept from 5:10 a.m. to I woke up at 10:50. I set the alarm to 11:30, but at 10:50, Quentin is having a phone call. I don't know why, but he's having a lot of phone calls lately. He keeps having phone calls every day. He's having a phone call and his voice is very loud, so of course I was awake. And then somebody else is doing laundry downstairs, and of course I woke up. And then right now as I'm filming, suddenly it's quieter again. So, yeah. There's that. Um and yeah, it's an improvement. I slept a little earlier, but again, I was already uh I was not drooling, dowsing. I was getting drowsy. I was dozing off last night when I was watching Eraserhead, so I didn't finish that film. Uh, but yeah, I need to keep sleeping earlier. I really have to do that. Hopefully before 5 a.m. tonight. Uh, yeah, I have a bunch of shit to do actually. I have a lot of random miscellaneous things to do. Whether it is things with my short film, checking up on Naja with the music. I also need to talk to my brother because my mom told me my brother is struggling with school, and then I need to. There's just a bunch of stuff, really. There's just a bunch of stuff. I emailed Weng last night at like 3 a.m. asking her how's the progress, and she actually responded. She's actually in Macau right now, and she told me, "Oh yeah, I'm working on it right now. I'll probably have a draft by next week, and I'm still following the schedule that the deadline is February 1st." And in my head, I'm like, what? Because I don't think I've told Wang that the deadline for my short film is January 24th. So I emailed her, I'm like, I'm very sorry, I'm super sorry. And I know it's like a very unprofessional thing to not tell your crew the deadline. So I'm like, I'm very sorry. But she's like, oh no, no worries. I think that's enough time. So at least there's that. But yeah. So yeah. Uh Good thing is so today it's gonna be RIT 340 and CTPR 290 again. Same thing as Monday. There's no theoretically there's like supposedly there's discussion class for CTCS 192, but obviously we don't need to discuss anything because the class hasn't even happened yet. Um yeah, so that's tomorrow actually. That's tomorrow CTCS 192. So I'm gonna leave this apartment in about an hour and 20 minutes. And yeah, in that time, I hope I can finish Eraserhead and film a quick review of myself. It's also insanely cold. I feel freezing. I feel frozen. I also had a scare last night. I had a scare. I checked the hard drive to see the colored version of my of The World Is Not Enough, and the file's corrupted. And then I told Luis, so bad news, the file is corrupted. And then I was wrong because turns out there's another file with the same name that is not corrupted. So yeah, but yeah, short film coming along, and what else is there? I hope I run into Jayun this Saturday. but I do think that it would be a good idea. Oh, it's like it's a little bit like Leslie all over again, isn't it? It's like one week I'm thinking let's not pursue this. Next week I'm thinking let's pursue this. Because last week I'm like Jiayun's just not my type. And or even if she is, I'm just not that like enamored by her simply because I don't see her often. If I don't see a person often, then I don't feel any like much for them. But this week I'm like, yeah, let's go for it because like who else is it gonna be? And also like let's go crazy, let's live, you know? So I'm thinking because we're supposed to have breakfast together in Seattle. That's a good excuse for us to meet again, actually. But she's busy, so I don't know if that's even gonna happen. But yeah. Mm, yeah, I have assignments too, apparently. It's the first freaking week. I remember last semester I didn't really do an assignment until the fourth week, until the third week or something. Like I just didn't do anything in the first 2 weeks. But like my religion class already has assignments going on, which is scary. So my religion class is probably going to be the heaviest class, aside from 290 this semester. Oh my god.
Once again, strong lines. Symmetry, balance, depth. It's really fun, isn't it? Okay. To think about.
Okay, time now is 9:33 p.m. I literally just came back home. I'm in my street clothes and I am boiling right now. My blood is pumping like a machine. I'm a bit hungry. I need to cook dinner, but I'm gonna wait on that because I want to talk about what happened today. Because right now I'm feeling an electrifying feeling that I haven't felt in a very long time. Um, if not ever. Actually, I don't think I've ever felt this feeling before. I don't think I have. I feel like I'm going to explode, but in a good way. Not in anger. Actually, yes, in anger. Actually, yes, in anger. Not in joy. Explode in anger, but in a good way, in a positive way. It's like a supernova explosion inside of my mind right now. And I don't know why. I feel like I'm going insane, but I just have to talk a little bit. So, again, today separated into two halves. One half is RIT 340, the other half is CTPR 290. So I woke up, I had cereal, thank Jesus. I didn't get a stomachache after consuming milk. I was able to finish filming a review and finish Eraserhead on time, which is great, fantastic. I wish I've seen Eraserhead on a big screen, but I couldn't. But yeah, and then I took a bus and went to RIT 340. I was quite on time, I was quite punctual. And for some reason, throughout the entire day today, from morning to night, there was not a single moment of procrastination. During during last week, between the time I returned from Seattle to the first day of school, I was procrastinating every day. I was chill, I'm slow, I'm in a very relaxed mode. But I feel like all that is just to build up to the explosion of this, which is me right now. Uh, so in that mindset, I made a to-do list on my phone of all the things I need to do, and there are like 6 things I need to do. It's crazy. I need to talk to this person, talk to that person. I need to talk to my brother. I've mentioned this morning already, and I did a bunch of those. And I'm like, oh yeah, I want to email the Romanian professor from the animation film class last semester because I want to go check out some film screenings in his sci-fi class. So this semester he's teaching a sci-fi class. I'm not in his class, but I'm interested in I'm interested in crashing the class so that I could watch a couple of film screenings. And yeah, now the thing is, Justin T is actually taking that class. I could have just asked him to send me the syllabus, but I'm emailing the professor because I want to get close to him. See, it's a fucking tactic. It's an ulterior motive. I'm a strategist. Okay, I'm a war strategist. I know how to do things now. So I want to get close to him because I want to geek out with him and talk about movies. First and foremost, he's a cinephile. I'm a cinephile. Let's talk about movies. Second of all, I don't know. In an event that I need an internship or whatever, maybe he could write me a letter of rec. Out of all the professors, it's either him or the Vietnamese woman. It's either them, one of them, because they're both really nice, and I've enjoyed both of their classes. Now, anyways, right. Surprisingly, the professor immediately responded. Within minutes, he responded. He sent me the whole syllabus, and he's like, hey, so Existence, I don't know how to pronounce it. Existence is a homework movie, so we're not screening it, but we are screening Strange Days, so feel free to come by. So that's great. I'm going to say thank you later. And then I went into the classroom, and I sat on the same seat, and it was an interesting class, because this class, the professor essentially first, we basically looked at a couple more pieces of writing, and we analyzed it. Some of them are beautiful, and I spoke up a couple times. At one point, I commented on the ending of a passage about unrequited love, and I should note this, it's from a book called Kissing Dead Girls. Someone wrote a love story about being in love with Amelia Earhart, who tragically died in a plane accident, but she flies planes. But the catch is that Amelia doesn't love the narrator back. So it's all about one-sided love, which, come on, I'm an expert in that field. And the whole passage ends off with a line saying that she is the most beautiful when she is gone. And that actually hit me. So I raised my hand and I said, I love the ending of that passage. The most powerful is the lack thereof. And it feels like the whole passage is a fantasy, which is like my shtick. And he's like, yeah. A little bit later, the professor talked about, oh, there's this Nick Cage movie where he plays two characters and he's supposed to adapt a book from the New Yorker, and I was like, adaptation. And then at some point he asked us to take out a blue book, and I was totally unprepared. I don't have a blue book, but conveniently, because I have the big folder where I kept all the paperwork and all the worksheet, all the physical stuff from 2 last semesters in USC, including the art history class stuff that the blue book that I used to do the midterms during art history class 2 semesters ago. So I just took that and I just wrote on it. So we were given some time to essentially write whatever about our art form, a truth about our art form. There is no other prompt. We don't have a word limit. We just write whatever. So it's a little daunting. So I wrote and I'm like, I shouldn't have written that. And then I thought it's just like a little brainstorm exercise. At the end of class, the professor's like, oh, I'm going to collect them. I'm going to write down some notes and I'm going to return it to you. What? So you're going to read this? So yeah, I gave it to him and I told him, oh, well, it's actually a blue book from a different class. And he's like, well, do you want to rip it out? And I was gonna, but I don't because I don't have a ruler or anything. And I'm like, well, it's fine. So he just took it. So yeah, I'm just like, fuck it. And then mysteriously, I left the classroom and I walked to the bus stop, and the bus immediately came, and I went back home ASAP. Oh, I forgot to mention this one thing that happened earlier in the morning. So even though I had cereal, I watched Razorhead, I filmed a review, I actually almost ran out of time, and I still had to run after the bus. And there are 2 crossroads to the bus stop, and I just ran both red lights, and I almost got hit by a car. Like, I was running and I was looking that way, and then a black car just go beep beep and zoom past me, super close. And I was actually, in my head at that moment, I was like, had I gone a bit faster, I would have died probably, or at least heavily injured. And that is something I would like to avoid for the rest of my life. So thank God for saving my life there, but also, wow, I'm stupid. I should have just waited for the white light. Hell, it wasn't even necessary because at that point it was 1:30 p.m. The class starts at 2. If I missed a bus, I can just walk. It's unpleasant, but I could just do that. At least I'll be alive. But yeah, I ran and I just thought, even though I'm completely unscathed, no wounds on me, I'm still alive, I felt like I have done something really bad. I felt like I've done something that's really, really uncalled for, and I feel terrible about it. But anyways, it's something about me today that's so impulsive. Like, I decided to run the red lights, which I've done several times already, but today I almost died. And I've done many other things today that's just really impulsive and irrational, and I just did it for the sake of it, which will get more and more interesting as I tell the story. So I DM'd the director, Cameron, the director of APCA Web Episode 2, and showed him a bunch of suggestions, and he's like, yeah, great, sounds great. So I returned home, and I had a mozzarella cheese chicken breast sandwich plus cream of mushroom soup, Campbell from Campbell Soup Can. Pretty hefty lunch, pretty nice, filled up, and then I left. I walked to school for CTPR 290, and now we enter the second half of the day, which is so goddamn interesting. It's I miss this. Like and to be fair, ends and means was way more interesting. To be fair, my secondary school life is way, way, way more interesting. But I miss this feeling of something scratching, like something to scratch, like this, like something's happening. I'm meeting people, and I'm doing things, and I'm saying things, and things are happening. Like I miss this like tension. Okay, I miss it. So I was really punctual. I showed up in class, and once again I sat at the very back simply because everyone sat at the original seats they were at. So I had no choice, but I wish I could sit more forward. Also, I just noticed this, but 2/3 of the class is women, and there are all women occupy the first two rows of seats. Aside from a couple dudes in the row in front of me, but only a couple. And then in the back, it's just me, one Asian guy, and another Asian guy. Three Asian guys in the back, including Ryan, who's sitting to my right. And then so we had the class, and today's class is about directing actors, and that's something I would like to learn actually. The professor's like, who here has directed actors? And I'm like, me. Who here has edited? So again, I'm like always forward. I'm always leaning forward. I'm always attentive. Now, two things. One is I was thirsty as hell. Maybe it's the lunch that has a lot of salt in it. B is I forgot what's B. B was fuck, I don't know. I forgot. You know, he was teaching us how to direct actors, and you know, I've done it. So I guess B is that I'm still ahead of the class, and I still wanna, you know, I wanna be the guy. So there were a couple of moments where I spoke up. One is at the very beginning when he was like, "What is acting? When did it start?" And I genuinely thought I wasn't trying to be edgy. I genuinely thought this was the real answer he wanted to hear. I said acting was there all the time, like in conversations we act. And he's like, "Oh, that's that's a very interesting answer." So I'm like, "Oh, am I a little too edgy?" And then the next thing is he was like talking about character and character design, and he asked for three women's bags, and he placed them all, and he asked us to come forward to the front of the classroom to look at the bags and try to deduce something about the woman from the bags. One of them is a red leather bag, really nice. One of them is a very tiny pink fanny pack. The other is Cheyenne's bag, which is nice, fashionable, white and gray, chic, sleek, whatever. And then later, a bunch of random people keep walking into and out of this classroom because apparently a different class, a music video production class, is supposed to take place here. Some guy was even like, he had attitude. He was like, "Oh, it's supposed to be our class." And the professor's like, "No, I had this class booked till 8:50 p.m." And he's like, "Okay." And then he just slammed the door, or like shut the door. So it was weird. And then CC went out and, you know, like tried to solve the issue. At some point, the professor was like, "Okay, you know what? Let's have some fun. We'll do an exercise. I'm going to give you 30 minutes. Go outside and take photos with your phone around SCA. Come back and send CC 5 of the best photos about SCA." Because he wants to gauge how visual we are, how visual we are, yeah, how good we are with the camera. So I was excited. I'm like, "Sure, let's go." So I I brought my water bottle with me, my empty water bottle, and my phone and everything, and I just went downstairs and I just started going at it. At first, I asked Ryan, "Do you know where's the nearest water fountain?" And he's like, "No." So I was with him for a bit, and then I left on my own. I went downstairs. I went to Coffee Bean, which was closed. I saw a paper cup there. I stole one, and then I just put water in it, and I just started gulping it while holding my phone while taking photos. It's so cool. I've been broken free, and I'm in the free wilderness, and I'm taking photos with one hand. I'm drinking water on the other hand. I'm going around, walking around. I'm not slow and contemplative. I'm speeding around. I'm zooming around like a crazy particle that has been heating up and it's clashing against the walls. I'm going crazy. I'm going nuts. I'm taking photos of everything. I took like maybe 30 photos. I took photos of people. I was trying to get ahead. I was trying to think ahead. A lot of people are like, So the prompt, I guess, is what like take photos that feels like SCA vibes. So a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I'll just take photos of hallways and stairs and like some signs and whatever." But I'm like, the photo isn't uninteresting unless there's people in it. So I started taking photos of people, and I started like thinking, how do I juxtapose a statue in the middle of the courtyard with the people around it? But it was nighttime, and you can't see the people clearly. At some point, Ben, Colin's friend, him and this girl, they're close. They were like together, and the girl's taking a photo, and I secretly took a photo of them. So from then on, I tried to take photos of like people taking photos because I'm just such a fucking troll. I'm trolling. The trolling commences. So I reunited with Ryan again, and I was trying to sneak into sound stages and sneak into classrooms. I didn't, but I was like almost. I was almost in a classroom, and I went around. I went to multiple places. Um, yeah, there was a small car thing, a cart, like a golf cart, but it's like for the campus. And I used a rear mirror to film like mirrors and juxtaposed on top of each other. And then I was walking around the soundstage, around that little alleyway between the athletic center and the soundstage, where the trash hatch is, where the trash bins are. So I was there hoping that the sound stages are open and someone's filming something so that I could sneak in and snap a photo. None of them are open. But suddenly there's an office, and I look into it and I see Cheyenne inside. Somehow she's inside. I don't know how did she do it. So, okay, she's crazy. I like that. So she's somehow inside. So I thought, how do I compliment that craziness? Other than to take a photo of her. So I did that. But like her face is not there. Like her back is turned away from me. But through the window of an office, I saw the back of Cheyenne through a square while you could see my shadow holding the phone up. And it's such an interesting frame within a frame. It's about voyeurism. It's smart. It's provocative. I like it. And then I left. It's throwing back to secondary school. Actually, throw back to CMD. Throw back to CMD. I could be walking around and I would run into. I would see Benny talking to Cuchillo, and I would take a photo of them, and then I would send it to Michelle, and I'm like, I have all these photos and videos of people talking, and they have no idea because I'm so good at secretly taking photos of other people. And yes, it's creepy, and it's not cool, but it's so cool, because I'm insane, because I'm dangerous, and I like that. So, yeah. There's another shot where someone's having a conversation with another person, and I try to angle the phone so that the person is under the statue between the two legs, forming a triangle. I'm going insane. So I went back upstairs and I thought, maybe there are some classes at SCA third floor right now. So I and Ryan, we went back upstairs, and I tried to go around, and this is the elevator, this is the lift. We're going British here. This side is a classroom. I went this way, so I was walking, and I walked, and it's empty, and then suddenly I see two girls just sitting down on a couch and looking at a laptop, and then I walked past, and then I was like, it's her. It's Giant. it's it's okay. Okay. Now, I've been back to school for 3 days. I've been back to school for 3 days. And every time I was around SCA or in SCA, I hope I run into someone. And it could be anyone. It could be, I don't know, it could be Katie. It could be Christian. It could be Colin. Hell, it would be great if I run into Matt. But the person I want to run into the most is Jayun. Because I've never seen her in the natural wild, in the wild habitat. And also, we're supposed to meet in Seattle for breakfast. And then I injured my wrist and everything, and then I don't meet her. So there's that tension, you know? So if I see her, it's like, that's her. And she's just there. And she's like almost camouflaged. I almost thought she's just some other random Asian girl, but no, she's there in a sweater with a skinnier white girl looking at a laptop, probably discussing some crazy project that she's working on, because she's working on 5 billion projects at once, because she's famous, she's a celebrity, everyone knows her, everyone loves her, etc. I walked backwards and I looked at her, and then she looked at me. And I waited for her to say my name. I didn't want to say anything. So she was like, "Oh, Enoch, you're here." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I explained to her, "Oh, I'm actually in a class right now." And she's like, "Go." And I'm like, "No, it's I'm taking 290, and we have this exercise where we take photos of like SCA and the vibes." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, this is very SCA." And then he asked me, "Oh, which professor?" And I told her the professor. She pulled out her phone, and in her notes app, there is a whole list of like film professors and whether they're good or bad. And he has like a white list, black list, and whatever list. And I'm like, "What's that?" And he's like, she told me what that is. And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Can I have it?" And that's crazy. Like, that's a very impulsive thing for me to say. It feels almost out of character for me to say. I was like, "Can I have it?" But part of me knows probably not. And surprisingly, she said, "No, it's confidential. Like, you have to make one yourself." And I'm like, "Okay." Um, I like a girl who says no. Because last time when a girl said yes, it didn't go so well. But yeah, that's interesting. She's a little playful. I see what you're doing. She's a little playful. She plays a little mind games, perhaps. I hope she's insane. I hope she's like secretly psychotic. That would be the only good ending to all of this. Is I hope she is psychotic, but in a good way. In a way she's still a functioning member of society. Which, by the way, by the things I've seen of her, she seems like a functioning member of society, unlike Leslie, who just fucks guys and kill women, or encourage a woman to commit suicide, at least. So, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. So I took more photos, and I walked back, and I went back to the classroom. And I also ran into a possum. I saw a giant black thing, and it was nighttime. I couldn't see so well. I saw a giant black thing run across a walking path somewhere near sound stage 3 and 4. And I tried to film it and then it's gone. And then some girl in headphones was like, I think that's a possum. And I'm like, oh, really? I don't know. I thought it was a squirrel. Um, and then the girl left and I had a flashlight on and I found it. And I took a photo of it. Man, oh man. Possum in the wild. So, anyways, back to the classroom. I submitted my 5 photos and I'm like, oh, the professor's gonna love it. So, most of the photos the people took are kind of boring, actually. Just hallways, staircases. But they're not terrible. So the professor's like, oh, that's nice. Nice depth, lines, nice composition. Yeah, very strong frame, yeah. And then there are some photos where it's just straight trash, like the logo of the coffee bean and like some poster, movie poster, which doesn't say much. And then it comes to my thing, and I was actually a little nervous about it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna freak people out. Surprisingly, the professor didn't react much to it. He's just like, oh, good. Maybe it's because he's expecting good cinematography, like crazy depth, huge wide angles, interesting like lines and stuff. But what I'm trying to achieve with my photos is like people. The first photo is Ben and the girl taking a photo from afar, and most of the photos everyone took don't have people in it. I specifically wanted to have people in it. And when Ben in front of me saw the photo and the girl was like, it's us. And then I had a photo of the guy under the statue, the triangle, which the professor didn't say much other than, oh, it's interesting to see the statue and the people so animated. And then there's the mirror shot, and when I took that photo, Ryan was like, oh, it's like objects in mirror are closer than they appear. And I'm like, haha, my short film. Which is crazy, like he remembers it. And then, but yeah, I thought it's like cool and ambiguous. It doesn't really give off vibes, but it's just cool. Like that's the goal. I'm just trying to make cool shots. And I also took a photo. I secretly took a photo of Jayun and the girl, actually, even though I can't really see them because her hair covered her face. But I took a photo of them, but in a very wide shot where they're tiny and surrounded by lights. And then finally, my favorite shot is Cheyenne in the square through the window. And when Cheyenne saw that, she jolted. She physically went, which is crazy. She's crazy. Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't project. Maybe I shouldn't predict that a person is crazy before I even know them. But I can tell she's insane. But like at that moment, she's like humbled almost. So I hope I made an impression. And then I saw Cheyenne's photos, and they're also really interesting. But the sad thing is, the professor didn't get it because, again, what Cheyenne's going for is also not like cool cinematography, but like analog horror. Now I know why she sneaked into that office. She didn't sneak into the office to take photos of the office workers. She sneaked in there, or she went in there, not sneaked. She walked in there to take a photo of the security camera footage. And it's almost like freaking Five Nights at Freddy's. It's actually very interesting stuff. He also took a photo of like a plant, but the leaves cover up a sign, and it sort of messes up what the sign is trying to say. So like she's onto some interesting stuff too. So not too bad, not too bad. But I definitely have to apologize to her, especially because I don't know her that well. And a little bit later, the professor's like, okay, next exercise, take out a piece of pen and paper and write down 10 things that makes your blood boil. And I was quirky with it, even though nobody read it. I was like, number 1, fascists. Number 2, people who lick their fingers when they eat. Number 3, community laundry. And then at the end is chain smokers. Um, Everyone had to say one thing that makes their blood boil. When Cheyenne said it, it's when I get interrupted, especially by men, which is, slay, okay? And then when it's my turn, I said wasting things. I don't like people waste. So at that point I was like, maybe I should apologize to her for secretly taking a photo of her. So I did. So I left, and Giant and that other girl was still there on the couch. And then me, Ryan, we walked down the stairs, and Cheyenne's in front of us. Cheyenne was with a girl. Her name is Portia, another white girl. And when Cheyenne's alone, I just passed by her and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I took a photo of you, but the framing was just so good." And she's like, "Oh, it's okay. I just didn't see it coming." And I was like, "Yeah, I took a bunch of photos of other people too, but I didn't send them." So I don't know. Maybe I come off weird and creepy, or maybe I come off interesting and artistic. And the fact that I apologized made me a nice person. But either way, I'm doing something interesting with the things I have. I'm having fun. I'm making everything more fun than they should be. And that's good. I should do more of that. So I low-key wanted to walk back to the 3rd floor and talk to Jiayun more, but you know what? I'm not like that kind of guy. I'm just gonna keep going. So I left, took a free lift home, and that's it. But yeah, wow. I am a gamer now. I'm a certified gamer. Like, I've come so far, actually. Like, back in round 1, I struggled drinking water and eating food. I made my first spaghetti of all times, and I fried salmon, and it's bad, and it tastes bad, and I'm cold, and I'm sad, and I have no friends. Now I do have friends, and I thirst for more, and I'm building something great. I'm going insane. I truly am. So, yeah. 2 more things before I go make dinner. One is at 3:20-ish p.m. I received 2 emails saying that 2 of my Blu-rays have been delivered. And I immediately went back home, and thank God within those 20 minutes nobody stole my Blu-rays, so they are safe and sound, and they are right here. So that's fantastic. Number 2 is the Asian Pacific Islander Film Festival thing. They sent me an email saying that they rejected me. So apparently they can only screen 8 shorts, and I'm not one of them. So yeah, but I'm not mad at all. Like 10 minutes after that email, I'm feeling fine. I've forgotten about it because I've been rejected so much that I don't even feel anything anymore. I don't even feel it anymore. I don't even care. At least I tried. Also, Objects in Mirror is not that good anyways. Like, my next one is fucking masterpiece. For me, in my standard. Of course, you put it next to Chungking Express, and my short is shit. But, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatevs. But, yeah, I hope Objects in Mirror gets into a bunch of other festivals. I really do hope. At least one more. Just one more, and then I'm good. Like, I applied to like 8 or 9 festivals. 2 out of 9 is fucking good. Like, that's a good ratio. So yeah, hopefully that happens. And then that's pretty much it. I told Jiayun that I'm gonna DM her. I was about to DM her because I wanted to ask her for help for my 290 projects, and she's like, okay, text me later. So I'm gonna talk to her more right now. Maybe she won't speak to me for another 4 days, or maybe she will immediately talk to me. There is no predicting. Also, when I was calling my Lyft, Jiayun saw my Instagram story of the possum, and she excitedly was like, "Oh, where is he? Where is he? I need to see." So I told her where it is. One moment she's hostile, next she's friendly. She wasn't that hostile. It was just Actually, she was friendly when I ran into her today. It was just she really stands her ground, and she's onto something. She's cooking something. Um, yeah, I hope to God she's secretly a psycho. I hope she's crazy. I really do. I can't stand if she's just like a normal. I love boba and new jeans. Like just nothing wrong with that. It's just yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have rice, pork chop, bok choy, maybe seaweed, maybe not actually. And tomorrow it's gonna be Chinese religion class and race, class, and gender, and I'm gonna be starving, so I need to figure something out. And yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Time now is 11:02 a.m. on January 16th. I slept from 3:30 to 11. Yeah, so not 3:30, 5:30. Oh my god. So I feel terrible. I feel like I woke up right in the middle of when a dream is starting, so my body right now is just fucked up. But yeah, couple of things. At 4 a.m. last night, my mom video called me and I looked at my two actors, my mom, and the colleague guy who I worked with whenever I went back to Hong Kong for my mom's company. I watched them do ADR for my short film, and it lasted quite fast. It lasted around 20 minutes, but I honestly thought it would take even shorter. But yeah, the ADR is done for my short film. So the four elements of post, two down, two more to go. So that was good. It wasn't that difficult, but I don't know. I'm not there in person. I wouldn't be able to tell. And then, yeah, but it's really nice. It's really nice that I have the ADR for my short film now. It's now all that's left is the sound and the music. Um, the next thing is I spoke with Jayun. I don't know why, but I feel like we are more distant now compared to the way we talked during Seattle. But I told her my ideas for 290, the stories, and she's like, cool, can't wait to see what you do with these ideas. I asked her for, do you know actors in DP? And I wish they're Asian because I feel like I don't know why. I just like I can only direct Asians. Even though I've directed non-Asians before, duh. But I don't know. I just want an Asian main character. But Jiayun recommended me like her best friend who is like Latina, I think, and speaks English and Spanish. And then she recommended me this guy who she doesn't even know who he is, but he's been trying to get on to her film sets. And then she recommended me a DP who I have no idea who he is. Apparently, he shot a short film with her a while back. Also, Jaehyun has directed a short film already. Um, but she's not like releasing it online or anything because it's just for fun apparently. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I wanna see Jaehyun. Okay, let me see her in person in real life. Okay. I only watched one episode of anime. I'm doing really poorly with these movie schedules, but I did do some assignments. Yeah, so today it's religion class, and then immediately following that, CTCS 192. I checked out the syllabus. The film screenings are not as bad as I thought that they are. They're not that bad. But um they're also not that good. So I will skip some of the classes, honestly. I will skip some of them. But I have to go today because it's the first class. And I won't be able to have any food from 11:50 to like 6 p.m. So starvation time, I guess. So I'm gonna bring like a granola bar and some chocolate and maybe other snacks if I can find them, and I'll just eat it during break. Um, yeah. And I think I'll have to do that every time, every fucking Thursday. Unless I skip class and have lunch outside, and then go to class during the screenings, because I don't want to miss the screenings. Uh, yeah. Mm, I don't know why, but last night I wanted to cry. Even though when I filmed myself, I was exploding with joy and anger and excitement. I was thinking about Christianity, and I was thinking about how when I was younger and when I was more Christian, there's the idea that God loves everyone, and no matter what I've done, He loves me, and it's very touching. And then I think about love and how if if people love me back, like if, whether it is Mary or Leslie, like I would probably fall to my knees and cry because I never expected to be loved. Especially in LA. I feel like my attitude is that this is a very hostile environment. So being loved is like a crazy thing here. Um Being accepted. And then I was listening to music and I almost cried. It's crazy. I'm having mood swings. I'm gonna go back to bed, I think.
A chance. Get so comfortable around people.
Okay, time now is 7:34 p.m. My voice is not crispy anymore, and yeah. Um, hold on, give me a moment. Okay, 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 it's fine. It's fine. I have energy. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Let's talk. I just came back home from Ralph's. I bought a load of shit, and I am not hungry, but I'm already in my street clothes, so might as well continue and go have dinner. But I'm not hungry yet, so might as well film myself talk for a little bit. Um, so I woke up at 11:30 today, I believe, or 11 a.m. actually, 11 a.m. And I was gonna sleep back. I was gonna go back to sleep, but the first thing I looked at was my notifications, and I received an email from the New Yorker. For some reason, I've subscribed to the New Yorker, and it keeps sending me emails. I don't really know why. I don't know when I did that, but I received an email from the New Yorker saying that David Lynch has died. And I don't know how to feel at that point. I guess for a split second, I did feel that it's fake. That's not true. But almost seconds later, I was like, yeah, I think it's true. I think it happened. Because David Lynch has already suffered from emphysema for a long time, for years already, which is a lung condition where you can't breathe unless you're on an oxygen tank. And yeah. Okay, my hair. It's distracting me. As if my voice isn't distracting enough, my hair is distracting me. So, David Lynch has suffered from emphysema for a while already. And literally yesterday, I finished rewatching Eraserhead literally yesterday morning. And I actually looked up David Lynch's age. I went to his wiki page and I looked up his age, and it says he's 78, I believe. And I was just thinking, man, it would really suck if he had passed away. And lo and behold, he did. And it's kind of eerie that way. And it's crazy because I'm going to see Inland Empire this weekend. And this film screening sort of came out of nowhere. So it's kind of interesting why the Egyptian theater would randomly decide to play this film. But now, earlier, a few hours ago, the American Cinematheque had an email newsletter to all of us saying, David Lynch has passed away, and here's Inland Empire in tribute to David Lynch. So now it's become a tribute screening. So it's almost like everyone kind of knew that he was gonna die. I'm in this Instagram group chat with Cliff Gang, Cliff, Ariel, Kiara, etc. And Kiara said David Lynch has passed away. I and Ken are probably hurting right now. Like, me and Ken are hurting right now because I guess both Ken and Kiara are ultra fans of David Lynch. Me too. I'm a huge fan. And I was just shocked. Usually nowadays nobody talks in that Instagram group chat unless something big has happened. And I just typed in. I was like, holy shit! I just woke up, and this is such a terrible news to wake up to. I looked at Twitter, I looked at Instagram, and everyone's talking about it. Everyone's reposting that David Lynch has passed away, and I can't believe it's actually happened. Again, eerie, because I literally just finished rewatching Eraserhead. And a lot of people are experiencing similar things too. Like, somebody was like, oh, I literally watched Mulholland Drive a few days ago. Oh, I literally just finished Iman Vellani, the actress in Miss Marvel. She was like, oh, I literally just finished Twin Peaks Season 1. And now he's gone. And I can't believe it. And I've always been scared of this moment. Like, it's someone who I really like and respect passing away. And there are plenty of legends who are, of age. David Gilmour, friggin' who else, um, Hong Sang-soo, I don't know. No, Hong Sang-soo is totally fine. He's having a baby. I'm more thinking about musical artists, David Gilmour, Tom York, Robert Smith. They are getting up there, and I'm just really scared, So, I don't know, but this piece of news has basically affected my mood the whole day. Like, I literally can't stop thinking about this throughout the entire day today. So I walked to school because I missed the bus. I had the chocolate pastries from Trader Joe's for breakfast, and it was so sweet and unappetizing, and I don't want to stuff it all in my mouth just so that I could run outside and run to a bus. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just walk this time. So I walked to school, and it was a very long walk. And for some reason, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it started yesterday or 2 days ago. But my right feet, my right leg is hurting, and I don't know why. It's like a muscle pain, but it's getting worse and worse. So I really don't know why, and I hope it's not a big deal. I hope it's not some kind of latent effect of the whole snowboarding incident. I really hope it's not that. But yeah, I walked to school, and I even sharpened my pencil because I thought if I arrive at school at you know 12 and I have half an hour to chill, I'm gonna go to SCA third floor and draw, but I'm not in the mood for that shit anymore. So I walked directly to the Amanson Center. I looked at my right hand, suddenly it's covered in weird blood. But it's not hurting. So I walked back to the admission center bathroom, washed my hands, and then I walked back again. So I arrived at Manson Center. I arrived in class pretty punctually, and we had the class. And surprisingly, there are even more students than 2 days ago. I think more people had added this class, and the sitting arrangement plan has changed. So I'm sitting next to another Chinese guy with glasses, and to my left, and then to my right is another Chinese guy with glasses. But yeah, today's lecture is once again really nice. It's a little bit about Shang Dynasty. It's a little bit about Chinese philosophy. We did the mirroring exercise again. I did it with the Chinese guy with glasses to my left, who looks like Mo for some reason. Apparently he's an architecture student, and the exercise went better this time, but it was also very awkward. I didn't talk much. And yeah, it was nice, and I just couldn't focus. All I was thinking about is David Lynch's passing. And then I forgot what else happened in that class. I don't know. Some reading. There's a fun little exercise where we had to look at some oracle bone scripture and figure out what kind of religion modality it is. This is fun. Like, I wish my intro to religion class is this fun, but this is freaking fun. This reminds me of the time I was asked to draw Jesus when we read the book of Revelation for my Jesus class. This is interactive. I love it. But yeah. So class dismissed and I walked all the way to SCA. Walking from a Manson Center to SCA is fucking insane. It's really far away, and even though we finished class right on time, I was still about 2 minutes late to class, which is like fine, who cares? So yeah, CTCS 192, raised art theater again. I sat down and I was not in the mood at all. I'm so done. This is gonna be a boring class. Like, class hasn't even started, I'm already fed up of it. It's gonna be boring, I'm gonna learn nothing, and I'm gonna skip a bunch. So, also on my way to class, I was looking at Instagram and I made an Instagram story about David Lynch's passing. The thing is, like, I woke up and I learned about this, and I wanted to write something about it, but I don't know what to write about it. And then I don't want to write about my experience, like, oh, I watched Eraserhead the first time when I was 13 or 14 and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to make it about myself, but I do want to write something about it because this is truly impactful. I think this is the first time a filmmaker's death has really affected me. Like, I don't recall the last time a filmmaker died. I mean, sure, Abbas Kiarostami's death and Agnes Varda dying are tremendously, like, devastating, but I wasn't huge fans of them when they passed away. I only saw Cleo from 5 to 7 after Agnes Varda has passed away, I believe. Or maybe before, but I still didn't really care that much. But David Lynch passing is a huge deal to me, especially given that he's in my top 5 favorite directors. And before, it's like 2 out of 5 directors are passed away, and now it's 3 out of 5. So, yeah. And I'm sure for many other cinephiles and filmmakers, it hurts just as much. Min, the Korean guy I met at Sub Club, one of the big cinephiles, he wrote a really lengthy Instagram story, basically talking about how when he was in high school in South Korea, he couldn't speak English and didn't have a lot of friends. He found solace in a Korean DVD of Mulholland Drive. And then a little bit later in high school, the only thing that kept him going was watching Twin Peaks: The Return every Sunday night. And it just means a lot to him. He wanted to meet David Lynch in person one day, but that never came. So, wow. Wow. I was fully expecting SCA to set up like a shrine or some kind of memorial for David Lynch. Even the USC satire news Instagram account, Sack of Troy, talked about David Lynch dying, of course with humor. But I think for SCA students, it's a huge blow. So yeah, Jaijun posted about it, Matt posted about it, John L posted about it. It's devastating. So anyway, CTCS 192. I saw 2 Asian guys, and I sat in front of them, and I turned around. Turns out it's Hugh and Andrew. 2 guys I met after the Hand in Hand APC Film Festival thing. 2 boys, I should say, because they're young. They feel young. I don't know how young they are. Andrew actually looks more mature than me, but he feels younger than me, and both of them are dating. Like, but yeah, I was like, hey. And Hugh, they both remember me, especially Hugh. Hugh was like, oh, Enoch, hey. And then he was like, oh, I saw on your Instagram your short film. And then Andrew told me he was at the DK Film Festival and he saw my short and he liked it. And I was like, thank you. And I asked them, so they're both in camps. And I think I forgot about that. And they talked about like the classes they're taking. Right now, Hugh is taking the Romanian professor sci-fi class. And then, that's cool. And he's also taking 201, or I think Andrew is taking 201, which is with the Vietnamese professor, which is cool. And Hugh is taking motion picture script analysis. We talked for a bit. So it's nice I'm at a stage in USC where I would get into a new class that I would already know people. Aside from my writing and religion class, which I don't know anyone, but in my 290 and 192, I already know people. So that's freaking great. So that solves a huge issue because I'm going to be skipping classes and I'm going to need notes. So, they got my back. Hopefully they do. Apparently they have this shoot this weekend and I was like, are you talking about the APC shoot? And they're like, no, it's my own thing. And I'm like, oh. But apparently Andrew's going to show up on Sunday to do first AC. So I know too many Andrews. I'm going to call him by his full name. Andrew Wu. So, yeah. Yeah, we took the class and the professor came out and it's, I believe a lesbian black woman. And then she actually didn't talk about her or their pronouns, but the TAs came out, 4 TAs, and all 4 of them were queer. All 4 of them are queer, and there's one white person. So this is like an ultra, like, conservatives would hate this. So Marissa came out, and Marissa's the lead TA, which is freaking great. I'm doing their discussion section, and so Marissa's going to be our discussion section, and they're really kind and they're great, so I'm excited. And then there's a woman with a mask, and they seem the most like feminine out of the 4, and then they're like, oh, I forgot pronouns. Yeah, right. I'm they, he. Not even he, they. It's they, he. It's like anything but she. So, it's interesting because I remember truly the TA for 191. They were like, or he or she was like, I'm he, she. So not they. But you can go he or go she, but not they. For some reason, but they is gender neutral. So, anyways, interesting. But yeah, we had the class and I wasn't even paying attention. I was just looking at Blu-rays and stuff. My Hundreds of Beavers Blu-ray is finally getting shipped. It's been a month and a week since I've ordered it off of Vinegar Syndrome, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and then we watch Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I watched, I think, most of it. But at around 5-ish p.m., I was like, yeah, I'm just going to leave early. Because A, I'm not in the mood to watch the whole thing. B, I'm hungry as fuck. So this is one of the biggest issues with this class is that I won't be able to eat anything from 12:30 to 6 p.m. So I basically do not have a chance to have lunch until after 6. So the thing I could do is I could eat snacks during break. So I've thought about this. What if I eat a breakfast and half a lunch before religion class? But that means I have to wake up earlier, or just a hefty breakfast. And then I'll bring some snacks and then I'll eat during the breaks. So today I ate 2 pieces of chocolate and a granola bar, which are just disgusting, or like very sweet, just to like fill my stomach. And then after class, like I left halfway through the film, and I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna go to Trader Joe's to buy some food, but I didn't. Instead, I walked back home because I don't want to wait 20 something minutes for the bus. I walked back home and I made a quick lunch for myself: butter toast, sausage, and mushrooms. That's it. And then at 6:30 ish, I went to Ralph's. I just went to Ralph's. I just came back home and yeah, bought a bunch of shit. And yeah, I'm gonna go to H Mart also on the 20th. So tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I have nothing to do on these 4 days. So instead, tomorrow I'm going to gym with Glenn first and foremost. Oh, my legs, my feet is hurting. I don't know if I could run on the treadmill, but I still do. So I'll do it in moderation. I don't know if my arm can still handle weights. I'm gonna fucked. Anyways, gym with Glenn, and then it's I'm gonna prep some PD stuff for the APC shoot. I'm gonna go print some stuff, print some posters, and then Saturday is gonna be the shoot for the APCA, and then at night I'll go to Inland Empire. Now more than ever, I should go to the Inland Empire screening just to commemorate David Lynch. I'm glad I'm leaving the shoot 2 hours early just so that I could go to Inland Empire. And I'm going to be munching on something so that I don't fall asleep. And then on Sunday, I'll be hanging out with Justin T. We'll be watching Nosferatu and hopefully at the Grove. Hopefully I could go see Barnes & Noble. Hopefully it's Arrow Flash sale, so maybe I'll buy something if it's cheap. And then on Monday, I'm thinking just rest day. I'm going to go to H Mart. I want dumplings. I don't know why. I've been craving dumplings. I want a drink. I don't know, more meat. Some noodles for lunch. Kimchi. Yeah, and then next week. But the good thing is I'm done with my first week. So this semester is actually 15 weeks, which is short as fuck. So I'm done with week 1. And so far, so good. Honestly, the CTCS 192 class doesn't seem like that boring. The professor is energetic. But the other 3 classes are bona fide good. Like, I'm going to enjoy them. The religion class is it's en route to be my favorite class of my school. Unless 290 becomes my favorite, which it probably will. And the writing class is good. The professor is really good. So, honestly, this semester is en route to being my favorite semester of USC. And hopefully it's only getting better from here. And yeah, oh god. Imagine being in Mary Sweeney's class. Like, wow. David Lynch is passing away and then Mary Sweeney teaches. I need to take her class. Now more than ever, I need to take her class. Also, Professor Lippett. He's famous, so I can say his name. I want to take his class too and then petition for his class to fulfill my CAMS requirements. Because I don't want to take the freaking censorship class. And I want to take a good class, actually, where I actually learn. But anyways, that's for next semester. I don't have much else to add. Yeah, it's yesterday I was on fire. Today I'm just moody. I'm just sad. I'm grieving. And yeah, kind of want to cry. Yeah, I want to talk to Jiayun. I don't think I have a crush on her or anything, but I feel like I for so long, for all my life, I've been reliant on having a crush naturally. Which of course crushes are natural, but like you can't do that shit in college because people come and go and they disappear. You have to constantly run into that person if you want to see that person. And I'm the kind of person who wouldn't like someone unless I see them often. So I don't know. I just think that I should at least give it a chance. I should ask Jiayun, let's hang out. We're supposed to have breakfast together in Seattle. Let's hang out. So yeah, I hope she shows up on Saturday for the shoot. Also, Katie texted me, and I don't know if it's Katie, the Korean American girl, the Katie, or if it's some other Katie, but I highly assume it is that Katie. And she texted me asking me how long will it take for me to prep the PD. I was like 30 minutes is enough, and she's like, sound good. And it's awkward because I'm bringing her boyfriend without her permission to the set, so we'll see what happens. Maybe she already knows, but yeah. Hopefully it's not awkward. And then the producer for the APCA web episode 1 actually emailed me earlier asking me if I'm interested in PDing for episode 1 as well, which is next Saturday, so the 25th. And I was like, yeah, sure, bring me on, because maybe John will show up on that one. Also, it takes place in a dorm, which makes it more interesting to PD. So I would like to take that challenge too. Also, it's great if I perform really well on a film set, people will like me, and people will want to bring me to more sets, and then the snowball keeps rolling. So I really hope that is the case. I really do. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe relationships are a very simple thing after all. Maybe guy sees a girl, hey, you seem nice, let's meet up. Sure, and it's sort of like a procedure. I ask you about your life, you ask me about your life, you ask me about my life, and then you seem nice and we stay together, and then suddenly we're officially a couple. But isn't that bland? Shouldn't love be magical? Like, Mary and Leslie were magic. It was supernatural. I just hope it happens. Even if it cost me my mental health. It's been a year and a half since I've fallen in love. I think I'm equipped to do that again. Even if it hurts. Which it will. I'm prepared. Like, I'm a better man now. I'll take it on the third time. So yeah. Not much else. Okay, time now is 2:38 p.m. on January 17th. Yeah, okay. So I slept from 5:50 to 12:30. I woke up by an alarm. I don't know why I slept so late last night. I was actually falling asleep on my chair. But yeah, surprisingly I still had a lot to do last night, like editing my college update video, editing video essay, etc., etc. I just had a lot to do, really. Yesterday was a slow day, I did everything slowly. And yeah, Also, I woke up today at 12:30 by alarm because I I asked to work out with Glenn today, and Glenn was like, "Yeah, sure. Let's go to the gym anytime you want on Friday." And then I asked him, "When should we go?" And then he didn't respond. So I wanted to wake up today and check on my phone to see what will he say, but he didn't say anything. Like, he didn't respond. So I'm like, well, fuck it. Honestly, my wrist is still iffy, and my leg, my feet, I don't know what's happening with my feet, but it's hurting a bit. So I'm not really in the best condition to go to the gym, and since Glenn isn't responding, then fuck it. I'm just gonna go back to sleep because sleep is more important. I just had 4 days of sleep deprivation. Like, I need some sleep, and tomorrow I won't have a lot of sleep because it's a freaking film set. So yeah, I'm uh yeah, I'm gonna go back to sleep. And I thought I would just like go back to sleep for 10 more minutes, but turns out those 10 minutes turned into 2 hours. So here I am. But that's great. I'm rejuvenated, and I hope I sleep early tonight. I hope I go to bed at 4:30 because tomorrow I'm waking up at 8. Fuck. 4:30 to 8. Should I do sleeping pills? Should I? Um wow, 4:30 to 8. That's actually crazy. Um oh fuck. 4 to 8 would be better because that's 4 hours. Oh my god. I hope I don't fall asleep at Inland Empire tomorrow night. But yeah, so actually I still may go to the gym. I still may, but I'll go myself and I'll be light on myself. Like, I won't push myself. I'll do treadmill, but if I can't run, it's okay. I'll do like chest probably, but if I can't, it's okay. Yeah. Also, tomorrow is a film set, so I can't be too tired. Actually, I should be too tired. Actually I should be tired so that I would fall asleep fast if I'm tired. That's a good strat, actually. Yeah. I also need to handle the props for tomorrow. I haven't prepared anything. I just have poster ideas. But the PD for tomorrow's shoot shouldn't be that difficult. So yeah, I'm just gonna print out a bunch of posters at FedEx office, and hopefully tomorrow somebody would have paper tape so that I could stick it onto places. So yeah. Um, what else? What else? I don't really have anything else. Um, I don't really have anything else. I'm excited for tomorrow's shoot, even though it's gonna be shite. But at least I get to see Christian and Katie again, and hopefully Jayun shows up. That would be a pleasant surprise. If I want to ask Jayun to hang out, I would like to do it in person. If I do it in text, she would ruminate on it, and she would be like, "This guy's a bit." I'm overthinking this, but I should definitely like talk to her during lunchtime, and it's like Leslie all over again. It's like trying to talk to Leslie during lunch and then it never happens kind of situation. Okay. But Jayun is nice this time around. Leslie isn't nice. Jayun is nice. Um, yeah, I'm also gonna buy some more Blu-rays because I can. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's it. That's all. Okay, time now is 9:54 p.m. Let's talk about today. Today is a nice day of rest. And by rest, I mean not rest because I'm clearly tired as fuck, but I had some good sleep this morning. And yeah, I edited my short film for a wee bit and then it's already like 5 p.m. and then I had to go. So despite having recently gone to Ralph's, I still have nothing to eat for lunch. I don't know why I keep running out of food. It's concerning how fast I finish my food, but I keep running out of food. It's actually crazy. So my solution is the chicken gyoza and 2 boiled eggs, which isn't much, but hopefully I can compensate for that if I eat a lot of food tonight, which is what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I went to the USC Village to the FedEx office to print out a bunch of documents, to print out a bunch of posters, like just images, so that I could use them for props tomorrow for the APCA shoot. And, yeah, I missed the bus. The bus literally ran right past me, so I walked to school. And I went to FedEx office and I printed them out and I tried to print them out in large paper size and I can't. And apparently if I do that, it'll be a special order. I have to email FedEx and ask for a quote, like for how much it costs. So I'm like, fine. So literally all the posters are in letter size, which is similar to A4. So that sucked, but I'm doing my best. Also, I spent $9.11. So, I better get paid back for the money. Now, yeah, I tried to print it in a bigger size, like tabloid size, but the printer freaks out and it's an error. So it can't print like that. So I asked a staff there, and the staff there is like, oh, now it works, but it still doesn't work. So I asked another staff, and then after waiting for a very long time, I finally got the prints, and they're still not in tabloid size, so whatever. So then at around 6 p.m., I walked over to the Leon gym, and I worked out. Yeah, so if Glenn isn't working out with me, I'm working out myself. And the good thing with working out by myself is I get to listen to music and be locked in. So wow, so the gym session today was about an hour long, but I feel like half of it is just me waiting for people. I waited a while until two 15-pound dumbbells are available, and then I used it. And yeah, there's so many people in Leon, it's crazy. And I realized that going at night is probably an even worse idea than going earlier, because usually people finish school at night and then they go to the gym. They hit the gym. So yeah, I did the dumbbells and I could see stars in my eyes. Like I felt dizzy and I could see stars like flickering around my eyes, which is crazy. I'm only on my first exercise. But I still kept going. You know me, I don't back down easily. So I went to the pool thing and I waited a long time for that. Finally got it, finally did it, and holy shit, that was tough for some reason. Maybe it's because I haven't had a lot of food today, so I don't have enough energy. Maybe it's because I'm just tired and I haven't worked out in like 1.5 months, and this sudden workout is making me feel dizzy, but holy shit. And then I did the pool, the low row, and I waited so long for that. There's this black woman who is kind of plus sized, and she would do a set and then she would wait for so long before the next set. And she looks like she's in distress. So there's that. And then finally I went with the treadmill. Thankfully there's a treadmill available. I didn't have to wait. And I listened to JPEG Mafia, I listened to Death Grips, and I go boom, 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 boom. And everyone's running at moderate speed, but I went crazy. I pushed the dial to like 7.5. I think 7.5 is like meters per second or like miles per hour. I don't know. Just 7.5 speed when the guy next to me is like 5.5. So I ran and I was going like I leaned my entire body forward, and my feet was like flickering very far up and down, and I just go boom, 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 boom. And then after that, I was exhausted, and I was dizzy. I couldn't walk straight, which happens every time. Every time after running the treadmill, I couldn't walk straight. And then I was gonna do sit-ups, but I was too tired, and I was so thirsty. So I went to the locker room and I grabbed my water bottle and chugged it down. And oh my god, I don't think I've ever been this exhausted after a workout. I just chugged the water and I was literally going and then after chugging the water it got even worse. It was like and I touched my heart, and the guy next to me was looking at me thinking I'm gonna have a heart attack. But no, I'm just dramatic. I'm just a dramatic guy. Also, I always look worse on the outside than I actually am. So if I'm sleepy, I probably look half dead. If I'm sad, I'd probably look like someone I love just died. I always look way worse than I am. But I was truly exhausted. And now my legs are sore. My legs are more sore than my back and my biceps, which is saying a lot. That fucking treadmill really, really messed me up. But at least I burned some calories, so that's nice. I came back home, showered, and now I'm preparing for dinner. And yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. I got the call sheet. Jiayun will not be there. So that is a fact. So I don't know. Plan foiled. I low-key wish she's there so I could, sneak up and say, oh, let's hang out, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. But even so, I think film sets are a joyful place. It's supposed to be joyful, right? Imperfect Us was full of joy and laughter, and I liked it a lot, and it felt like a positive experience. I'm glad I joined it. I made friends, I felt good, I had fun, and that's what a film set should be. So hopefully tomorrow's fun. Obviously, no guarantee because it's APCA and they're known for how messy their productions are. Katie, the Korean American girl, should I say her full name? Katie, the Korean girl, she's their first AD. So yeah, also under production designer, so me, I have 2 RPAs. One is Christian and the other is this person called Bella Tom. I have no idea who that is. I did not ask for another RPA, but sure, I welcome if help is given to me. But I'm sure, for such a simple shoot, I'm sure we probably don't need this much help. But that's great because now I can just walk around and do nothing. So yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm not super confident about it, but I'm also kind of confident about it in that it's my first time actually PDing, if you don't count the serial with Rohan. But also it's very simple and basic. It's I'm not doing the same thing Yao did for Locke, for example. I'm not doing the same thing Shirley's doing for Imperfect Us, I guess. But yeah, my PD journey begins here. And hopefully I also get invited back for episode 1 shoot, which is next Saturday, because maybe Giant's going to be there. I hope she is. I hope she does. So, yeah. I also DM'd Mitchell, and I was like, hey, I'm taking 290 now. I may need your help. And he's like, what? You're taking 290 now? But you're already such a goated filmmaker. And then he's like, I don't know about the rules of 290, but I thought it's you film it yourself. But then it's I can't just film a short film without anyone's help. I need to have at least a DP and a sound person. And I've done guerrilla filmmaking plenty of times. 7 out of 8 shorts I've done are all guerrilla. But the thing is, you still need at least some people. Day 1 of Love and Death is just me, Chenhua, and Rage Hand. But there's still 2 other people aside from me. Come on. So I gotta have someone. So we'll see. I'm gonna look at the syllabus. But yeah, hopefully Glenn is down to act in my wallet exercise thing. And then the only actress I know, and I've won I want an actor-actress pairing. I don't want it to be two dudes. The only other actress I know is Kaylin. I may DM her and ask her if she's free. If she's not, then I don't freaking know. I don't freaking know anymore. I low-key want to DM Matt and talk to him about 290. Low-key want to do that. And then that's it. I don't have that much else to talk about. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited to see Inland Empire tomorrow night. I'm excited to see Nosferatu on Sunday. I'm excited to have nice rest on Monday. And I'm probably going to pop a couple sleeping pills tonight and sleep hella early. And, yeah, not much else.